Welcome back, Rich Nation. My name is AJ, and today we're going to be continuing Avatar. We're starting Book 2, Episode 1. I reacted to all 20 episodes of the first book, so definitely check that out. I have it under my playlist for Avatar. Very good show so far. It's very different since on this channel, I've mostly just done anime, so it's definitely some different vibes. There's a lot of stuff that, a lot of anime type feelings on it. There's some similarities, some stuff that I see on there, but it's very much its own thing. But a lot more, it's definitely not a kid show, a lot more adult themes, especially in some of the more important episodes from last season. It felt like definitely decently adult. So good show so far. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, smash that like button, hit that notification bell. You can also check out these episodes early and uncut over on patreon.com/AJRich123. And let's go ahead and start. He's seeing himself. Though, technically, doesn't he see himself when he sees Avatar Roku? They were all the Avatar. Well, that's what happened at the end of last season. Probably still thinking about it.
Aang? Do you want to talk about it? Nah, just a nightmare. I was in the Avatar state, but I was outside my body watching myself.
Katara, I want you to have this. This amulet contains water from the Spirit Oasis.
Actually, now that I think about it, even though it showed it showed the being that he became there, that we saw that spirit or whatever, we saw that kind of come out. So I was thinking about the last episode, but I'm guessing a lot of the stuff he saw could be stuff that happens later or could happen or something that he's supposed to do. I focused in on that thing, but it's more than that. That's interesting. Probably need to rewatch that part.
The water has unique properties. Don't lose it.
Thank you, Master Paku.
Aang, these scrolls will help you master waterbending. But remember, they're no substitute for a real master.
Which you have now.
Sokka? Take care, son.
Straight
to the Earth Kingdom base to the east of here. General Fong will provide you with an escort to Omashu.
I think Sokka needs a hug for all the stuff he went through.
Earthbending training with King Bumi.
Appa, yip yip, say hi to Gran for me.
This is what I've been missing. Who knew floating on a piece of driftwood for 3 weeks with no food or water?
Wait, that's how he got
and
back?
Sea vultures waiting to pluck out your liver could make one so tense.
The hell?
I see. It's the anniversary, isn't it?
3 years ago today, I was banished. I lost it all. I want it back. I want the Avatar. I want my honor, my throne. I want my father not to think I'm worthless.
I'm sure he doesn't. Why would he banish you if he didn't care?
That's the thing. From what we saw from his past, the dad really didn't seem to care at all. If you're gonna, I don't know. To me, I know he's saying that, but I just don't believe it. There's no way you care about your kid like that and do that unless there's some special reason that we don't know. But I can't think of one. Okay, so
my brother and my uncle have disgraced the Fire Lord and brought shame on all of us.
That's the sister that we saw at the
About
end.
attacking members of the royal family, I understand. But I assure you, if you hesitate, I will not hesitate to bring you down. Dismissed.
Princess, I'm afraid the tides will not allow us to bring the ship into port before nightfall.
I'm sorry, Captain, but I do not know much about the tides. Can you explain something to me?
Of course, Your Highness.
Do the tides command this ship?
I'm afraid I don't understand.
You said the tides would not allow us to bring the ship in. Do the tides command this ship?
She's pretty
No,
strict.
Princess.
Maybe you should worry less about the tides, who've already made up their mind about killing you, and worry more about me, who's still mulling it over.
Jesus Christ. Okay, we see who's more like the dad, the sister. Holy shit. I mean, Zuko's got his, you know, his thing or whatever, and he can be stern, but this is definitely like the dad.
I'll pull us in.
Like father, like daughter.
There it is!
Welcome, Avatar Aang. I am General Fong. And welcome to all of you, great heroes. Appa, Momo, brave Sokka, the mighty Katara.
Mighty Katara? I like that.
Avatar Aang, we were all amazed at the stories of how you single-handedly wiped out an entire Fire Navy fleet at the North Pole. I can't imagine what it feels like to wield such devastating power.
I heard them say King Boomy, so I thought maybe I glanced through that too fast, but I assumed, I didn't think they were really going back to where they had seen him, but maybe he'd be here, maybe he's there or something.
It's an awesome responsibility.
I try not to think about it too much.
Avatar, you're ready to face the Fire Lord now.
What? No, I'm not.
What?
Aang still needs to master all 4 elements.
Why? With the kind of power he possesses.
Oh, they're
Power
assuming.
enough to destroy hundreds of battleships in a matter of minutes, he could defeat the Fire Lord now!
But, sir, the thing is, Aang can only do those things when he's in the Avatar state.
See, it's the special state.
He doesn't have any
I'm
control
well
over
aware,
it.
But with you leading the way, as the ultimate weapon, we could cut a swath right through to the heart of the Fire Nation.
Right, but I don't know how to get in or out of
You're
the
coin flipping. You're hoping
How
he's
am I
able to
supposed
turn it
do
on.
once I'm there?
So it's decided then.
You can't rely
I'll
on
help you
it.
figure out how to get into the Avatar state, and then you'll face your destiny.
No, nothing's decided. We already have a plan. Aang's pursuing his destiny his way.
Well, while you take your time learning the elements, the war goes on. Every day the Fire Nation takes lives. People are dying, Aang.
See, I see it from his side. Don't get me wrong. I understand, like, you have, like, this ultimate weapon. You think of this, you think of him like a god. Some of these people think of him like a god. So you have this ultimate weapon that you've seen in action that can do stuff. And they're, in their mind, they're like, you're just taking your time while everyone, you know, is dying. We know you have this power. So the faster, the better. I get it.
You could end it, now. Think about it.
Oh, what? Lightning?
Almost perfect. One hair out of place.
How does fire? Oh Jesus! How does firebenders do lightning? Like, how does that work?
I'm in. I'll fight the Fire Lord.
Well, skip some steps then.
I told the general I'd help him by going into the Avatar state.
Aang, no, this is not the right way.
Why not? Remember when he took out the Fire Navy? He was incredible.
There's a right way to do this. Practice, study, and discipline.
Or just glow it up and stop that Fire Lord.
If you two meatheads want to throw away everything we've worked for, fine. Go ahead and glow it up.
You might only get one shot doing this, though. Wouldn't you want to be at your best?
Stimulant. In an ordinary warrior, it improves strength and energy tenfold. In you, it may induce the Avatar state.
Tenfold energy,
So
huh?
kind of like taking a pill or
Is it working? Is it working?
or an energy drink. Okay, it's more like an energy drink. You got a Red Bull. See if that helps.
Talk the Fire Lord to death.
We don't need Aang on Red Bull whatsoever.
Maybe I can shock you into the Avatar state.
I love surprises.
The fu-
Still not glowing.
Now I will join the 4 elements into one. Water, earth, fire, air. 4 elements together as one.
I don't think that works.
So, Do you feel anything?
No.
We have to find a way.
So this is like using like natural instead of taking medicine for something or doing or energy drinks, caffeine, all that stuff. You're like, we're gonna do the natural way. It's the things you see on those sites where it's like, hey, natural remedy. There's dirt and there's some type of like oil in it. Okay, do it.
We don't need any more useless things. You forget we have to carry everything ourselves now.
Hello, brother.
Oh.
Uncle.
What are you doing here?
In my country, we exchange a pleasant hello before asking questions. Have you become uncivilized so soon?
I don't
Zuzu?
think they had a good
call me
relationship from what I'm getting.
Must be a family trait. Both of you so quick to get to the point. I've come with a message from home. Father's changed his mind. Family is suddenly very important to him. He's heard rumors of plans to overthrow him. Treacherous plots. Family are the only ones you can really trust. Father regrets your banishment.
What?
Did you hear me? You should be happy, excited, grateful.
I call bullshit.
Father regrets? He wants me back?
I can see you need time to take this in. I'll come to call on you tomorrow. Good evening.
If this is just a good plot for doing something.
Do you remember when we were at the air temple? And
God, I'm gonna have to pause a lot. It's literally, I think one of those things is the reason why they would even do that in the first place has to. I just can't see him just randomly doing that. From what we saw at the end of season 1, book 1, it makes no sense. So it's got to be some plot, but at the same time, I would think it's a good one to use because Zuko, that's all he wants. But also, I'm hoping he can kind of figure out something's up here. Somebody doesn't change that fast.
you found Monkey Atso's skeleton. It must have been so horrible and traumatic for you. I saw you get so upset that you weren't even you anymore. I'm not saying the Avatar state doesn't have incredible and helpful power, but you have to understand, for the people who love you, watching you be in that much rage and pain is really scary.
Every day, more and more people die. I'm already 100 years late. Defeating the Fire Lord is the only way to stop this.
He feels guilty about all of that.
try it.
It's just
I
buried.
can't let you do this to yourself. I'm not coming tomorrow. Good night.
Good night.
We're going home. After 3 long years. It's unbelievable.
It is unbelievable. I have never known my brother to regret anything.
Yeah,
Did
he's
you
got to
listen
know.
Azula? Fathers realize
He's
how
got to know him
important
better
family
than
is to him.
anybody.
He cares about me.
I care about you. And if Ozai wants you back, well, I think it may not be for the reasons you imagine.
You don't know how my father feels about me. You don't know anything.
Zuko, I only meant that in our family, things are not always what they seem.
I think you are exactly what you seem. A lazy, mistrustful, shallow old man who's always been jealous of his brother.
Like, I get Zuko is feeling like this very, like, the one chance he finally gets to kind of, it's not even redeeming himself, because he's not redeeming himself. He's literally just coming back into it because his dad wants him to come back. But I understand anything that's going to stop him from the goal he's had the whole time. The only reason why he was grabbing in the Avatar in the first place. That wasn't like what he wanted to do. It wasn't that. It's not like that was his goal because of the goal. It was because he could come back and actually, because he loves his father. It's really it's really daddy issues. A lot of this is man, I feel bad for him. But also the uncle's been there for him through this whole thing. Hopefully he doesn't forget that.
Sokka, wake up. I don't think we should be trying to bring on the Avatar state.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you think the General will be mad?
What can he say? You're the Avatar. Who knows better than you?
I don't think they're going to go along with it or be at least be very happy about it.
Wait!
I don't see it going well.
Without me.
Uncle, you've changed your mind.
Family sticks together, right?
He's been way more like a father than his actual father.
To trigger it on purpose. So I guess that's it.
Sure I can't change your mind?
I'm sure. I can only reach the Avatar state when I'm in genuine danger.
I see. I was afraid you'd say that.
Oh no. He didn't seem like somebody that was going to take no for an answer.
Men! Attack the Avatar!
Does he think attacking him will have him turn into the Avatar state?
What are you doing?
This is supposed to be your only
I
hope.
believe we are about to get results.
Put him in a life-threatening... Oh, I see.
Enemy! I won't fight you!
Try to put him in a life-threatening situation. If you think about it, that's a possibility that it could set it off. Or make him turn into the Avatar state.
You can't run forever!
You can't fight forever!
They're giving us a lot of story beats. Like, no time to breathe in this one.
Brother, uncle, welcome. I'm so glad you decided
This seems
to
so
come.
shady.
Are we ready to depart, Your Highness?
Set our course for home, Captain.
Home.
You heard the princess. Raise the anchors. We're taking the prisoners home.
Your Highness.
Well, you kind of accidentally said your plan out loud.
You lied to me!
Like I've never done that before.
I wonder what crazy thing they're trying now.
Oh, yeah, she doesn't even know what's going on.
Maybe we should just make sure Aang's okay.
That's a good idea.
What's going on?
The general's gone crazy. He's trying to force Aang into the Avatar state.
That's a good description of that.
Maybe you can avoid me, but she can't.
Oh, yeah. Target your friends or people that you're close to. Another way of doing it. Put them in danger.
Move! Don't hurt her!
And now they're probably both in danger.
You could save her if you were in the Avatar state.
I'm trying! I'm trying! Aang! I'm sinking!
I don't see
He has no control over it. But they just don't I don't think he fully believes that.
Don't need to do this!
Apparently, I do.
Holy hell.
It worked! It worked!
You don't understand. He doesn't have control.
Let's go!
They have no home to go to. The Fire Nation is not... They're just... It's not their home anymore. It's not somewhere to go.
For the loss at the North Pole. And he considers you a miserable failure for not finding the Avatar. Why would he want you back home, except to lock you up where you can no longer embarrass him?
Oh, the fire daggers. Holy shit. So is the lightning thing like a family trait or something? Or maybe you just have to be really good to activate that.
Your friend is safe! It was just a trick to trigger the Avatar state! And it worked!
There's no off button, though. You can't press a big stop.
The Avatar state is a defense mechanism designed to empower you with the skills and knowledge of all the past avatars. The glow is the combination of all your past lives.
Oh.
Focusing their energy through your body.
No wonder it's so uncontrollable.
In the Avatar state, you are at your most powerful. But you are also at your most vulnerable.
What do you mean?
If you are killed in the Avatar state, the reincarnation cycle will be broken.
Oh.
And the Avatar will cease to exist.
That's high risk. It really should be an emergency, only in emergencies.
I'm sorry, Katara. I hope you never have to see me like that again.
Ha! Are you joking? That was almost perfect. We just have to find out a way to control you when you're like that.
You're out of your mind.
I guess we'll figure it out on the way to the Fire Nation.
Anybody got a problem with that?
Do you still want an escort to Omashu?
I think we're all set.
Really? So knock out their leader and they're all just ready to help?
Anyone who harbors these traitors will face the wrath of the Fire Lord. There will be no place left to hide.
So is it gonna be like the last season where
I think we're safe here.
the Fire Nation will just show up anywhere they go? But now for them too? I guess that'd be the best way to throw away your past and to hide too. Kind of a nice combo. Make it harder for them to be found. Like processing all this information, some of the big questions I can think of off the top of my head is the lightning. We saw the sister use it. We've seen the uncle use it. So my question is it something that has to do with like the family, or is it a firebending thing, like a special like top tier type thing that all firebenders could learn? I'm going to assume it, like, because I don't think lightning when I think fire at all. that doesn't make sense to me. Like when I think about it element wise, I definitely don't think of that. But so it's an interesting. That's something that really stood out. The Avatar state, that was well explained. I think Aang should only use it in emergencies, but he also can't really control it. So I know they wanted him to be able to learn to control it, but is there no way to protect yourself if you get mad to not go into it? Like if he gets in that state where he thinks he needs to use it, is there a way to fight that at all? That's the only thing I could think of there, because he really shouldn't be using that at all unless it's very planned and controlled. Like whoever's around him or something, like when it comes to like he has one task to do, like sent somewhere and he needs to do something and there's no chance he's going to die from it or whatever. He has like backups or protection on the sides. That's the only time I can see him using that. He needs somebody around for sure. It also kind of I like that there's a risk to it, because that nerfs it a bit. It makes it so it's not like, okay, time to use God mode. You know, you could use God, you know, if something doesn't work out, just use God mode. Now there's a risk where if you die or if like you pretty much ruin the world completely. No avatar. I like that. It makes it way riskier.
You guys are gonna be done soon, right? We've got a lot of ground to cover if we want to make it to Omashu today.
What, like you're ready to go right now, naked guy?
I can be ready in 2 minutes.
What has he got on, a
Seriously,
diaper?
Whenever.
So you were showing me the octopus form.
Right. Let me see your stance. Your arms are too far apart. See, if you move them closer together, you protect your center. You got it?
Oh, yeah. Thanks.
Octopus style.
Let's see what you got.
I know it's a form, but oh, I thought it was more like a stance, but like literally use it like an octopus.
You make a fine octopus, Pupil Aang.
Don't fall in love with the traveling girl. She'll leave you broken heart.
Is that what happened to him? Is he singing about what happened to him?
We're not river people.
You're not? Well, then what kind of people are you?
Just people.
Aren't we all, brother?
Well, and the Avatar.
Who are you?
I'm Chong, and this is my wife, Lily. We're nomads, happy to go wherever the wind takes us.
Hippies?
You guys are nomads? That's great. I'm a nomad.
Hey, me too.
I know. You just said that.
Oh, nice underwear.
That's not awkward at all.
What are you doing?
You're looking at the rare white dragon bush. Its leaves make a tea so delicious it's heartbreaking. Oh, it's the white jade bush, which is poisonous.
Flip a coin?
Food, not tea. I'm going fishing.
Delectable tea or deadly poison?
Like, even though they were out of the Fire Nation for a while, they did have, like, luxury to some extent. They actually had, you know, a ship. They had stuff. Now they really are, like, banished on their own. It's going to be different for them, for sure, as we're seeing.
We've heard about through stories and songs.
They said they'll take us to see a giant nightcrawler.
Do not smoke anything they have.
That creates a never-ending
Or take anything they have.
Look, I hate to be the wet blanket here, but since Katara is busy, I guess it's up to me. We need to get to Omashu. No sidetracks, no worms, and definitely no rainbows.
Whoa, sounds like someone's got a case of destination fever. You're worried too much about where you're going.
You gotta focus less on the
Oh,
more
no.
on the going.
You're not going to go anywhere.
Aw, shoo.
Sokka's right. We need to find King Boomy so Aang can learn earthbending somewhere safe.
Well, sounds like you're headed to Omashu. There's an old story about a secret pass right through the mountains.
And it's a song.
Two lovers forbidden from one another.
Oh, hey.
Divides their people.
Oh, I was going to say the first part kind of was like Sokka's.
Built a path to be together. Yeah, I forget the next couple lines, but then it goes, Secret tunnel, secret tunnel.
Okay, so there's a secret tunnel somewhere.
Yeah, thanks for the help, but Appa hates going underground. And we need to do whatever makes Appa most comfortable.
Yes. Because Appa's opinion matters.
Secret love cave, let's go.
You don't know what they did in there.
Zuko, remember that plant I thought might be tea?
It was poison.
You didn't.
Right?
I did. And it wasn't.
Oh my God.
When the rash spreads to my throat, I will stop breathing. But look what I found. These are pakui berries.
No, don't eat them.
The poison of the white jade plant. That or macaole berries that cause blindness.
We're not taking any more chances with these plants. We need to get help.
They're not supposed to be by themselves.
But if the Fire Nation discovers us, we'll be turned over to Azula.
And then killed.
Earth Kingdom it is.
Either way, it's bad.
Actually, it's not just one tunnel. The lovers didn't want anyone to find out about their love, so they built a whole labyrinth.
Labyrinth?
So you can get
I'm sure
lost.
We'll figure it out.
All you need to do is trust in love, according to the curse.
You know, I do appreciate their positivity. For Sokka, he needs that. Sometimes you need some crazy positivity, even though Aang is, you know, this doesn't hurt, but I don't think usually you'll get much done with people like this.
What exactly is this curse?
Wait, I just realized
The curse
his name is
says that only
Chong.
those who trust in love
Said in the
can make it
subtitles?
through the caves. Otherwise, you'll be trapped in them forever.
Like Cheech and Chong.
Oh yeah.
So he's high?
And die. Hey, I just remembered the rest of that song. And die.
That's it. There's no way we're going through some cursed hole.
Hey, someone's making a big campfire.
That's no campfire, Moku.
It's Fire Nation. They're tracking us.
So all you need is to trust and love to get through these caves?
That is correct, Master Arrowhead.
Uh-huh. And Aang is gullible to believe that.
Everyone into the hole!
Hold on! It's too dangerous. Haven't you heard the song? Just close them in. The mountain will take care of the rest.
Meaning things will fall down from the mountain? Yeah. Or they'll get stuck and then starve.
It's okay, Appa. We'll be fine. I hope.
We will be fine. All we need is a plan. Chong, how long do those torches last?
About 2 hours each.
And we have 5 torches, so that's 10 hours.
Except
like that
you.
if they're all lit at the same time.
Oh, right.
Oh my God! Lay off the mushrooms.
Exactly where we've been. Then we should be able to solve it like a maze and get through.
You two must not be from around here. We know better than to touch the white jade, much less make it into tea and drink it.
Oh my
So
God!
where are you traveling from?
Yes, we're travelers.
Do you have names?
Names? Of course we have names. I'm Lee.
Was he just trying to
And
touch
this
her?
is my uncle, Muxi.
Yes, my nephew was named after his father, so we just call him Junior.
Mushi and Junior, huh? My name is Song.
That's not suspicious at
We
all.
could use a good meal. Why don't you stay for dinner?
Sorry, but we need to be moving
Oh,
on.
he's
That's too bad. My mom always makes too much roast duck.
Where do you live exactly?
We don't need a map. We just need love. The little guy knows it.
You will die looking for
But I
that.
don't mind a map also.
There's something strange here. There's only one explanation. The tunnels are changing.
Oh, that's what they meant. Like the mountain doing its work.
My
Let the
daughter
mountain
tells
do
me
its
you're
work.
Refugees. We were once refugees ourselves.
When I was a little girl, the Fire Nation raided our farming village. All the men were taken away. That was the last time I saw my father.
I haven't seen my father in many years.
Oh, is he fighting in the war?
The tunnels, they're a-changing. It must be the curse. I knew we shouldn't have come down here.
You're the one that suggested
Only
it.
we listen to you.
Everyone be quiet. Listen.
Jesus, what is that? A pig bat?
It's a giant flying thing with teeth.
No! It's
Uh,
a wolf bat!
Oh, that was close. That is a very weird combination, though. Appa's usually helpful, but
Yeah, it's no use. We're separated.
he didn't even move anything. Poor Sokka. He just gives me more and more excuses to feel bad for him.
I know what you've been through. We've all been through it. The Fire Nation has hurt you.
Technically. Feels like it's really easy to get scars from that, you know, from firebending.
Get you down. Don't let the falling rocks
I mean, it's
turn
fire.
your smile into a frown. When the tunnels are as dark as that's when you need a clown. Hey! Don't let the
Sokka's gonna burn this guy with his torch.
Aang, look! We found the
Oh, there we go. Time for some bashing. Fortunately, you have like a 3-4 ton animal.
It must be the two lovers from the legend.
They buried them there.
These pictures tell their story. They met on top of the mountain that divided their two villages. The villages were enemies, so they could not be together. But their love was strong, and they found a way.
Like a Romeo and Juliet.
The two lovers learned earthbending from the badger moles. They became the first earthbenders. They built elaborate tunnels so that they could meet secretly. Anyone who tried to follow them would be lost forever in the labyrinth.
Actually, there's actually more importance to this story than I was originally thinking. They're the first earthbenders. I thought it was just some, I don't know, some people going at and trying to get busy in the cave.
Devastated, the woman unleashed a terrible display of her earthbending power. She could have destroyed them all. But instead, she declared the war over. Both villages helped her build a new city where they would live together in peace. The woman's name was Oma, and the man's name was Shu.
Omashu.
The great city was named Omashu as a monument to their love.
Ah.
Love is brightest in the dark.
Oh, great! Your plans have led us to another dead end.
At least I'm thinking of ideas and trying to get us out of here. Moku?
Whoa, wait a minute. We're thinking of ideas? Because I've had an idea for all we need to do is play a love song.
Why do I feel like that's not the thing to do?
I have a crazy idea.
What?
Never mind, it's too crazy.
Katara, what is it?
I was thinking. The curse says we'll be trapped in here forever unless we trust in love.
Right?
And here it says love is brightest in the dark, and has a picture of them kissing.
Get a kiss?
Where are you going with this?
Well, what if we kissed?
Us?
That's a good excuse. Would that actually, well, Lover's Cave, it could work.
I definitely wouldn't want to kiss you.
Oh my god.
Well, I didn't realize it was such a horrible option. Sorry I suggested
You just said the worst thing you could possibly say.
I mean, if it was a choice between kissing you and dying... What? I'm saying I would rather kiss you than die. That's a compliment.
Well, I'm not sure which I would rather do.
He's saying like mass burns and not realizing it. I mean, that's what you say. You don't want the girl to ever talk to you again.
Even if you're lost, you can't lose the love because it's in your heart.
And this is probably part of Sokka's nightmares, is hanging out with. This is probably one of the worst groups he could hang out with.
Thank you for the duck. It was excellent.
You're welcome. It brings me joy to see someone eat my cooking with such
Thank you.
I know you don't think there's any hope left in the world, but there is hope. The Avatar has returned.
That's not what he sees. Yeah, he's not seeing it like that. I'm curious if he still wants to
These people just showed you great
like get the Avatar.
They're about to show us a little more kindness. Well,
There's no point, right? Unless he somehow thinks that's gonna redeem him still.
And what are we gonna do?
What can we do?
I think you're gonna get that kiss. Well, it worked. Wait, they really off-screened the kiss? I know this is like, this was like on Nickelodeon, but you can't even put an on-screen kiss? I mean, we saw that was, Sokka got one. I guess it doesn't matter if it's good or not.
Music lovers. Badger moles coming toward me. Come on, guys, help me out.
The big bad badger moles who earthbend the tunnels. Hate the
Who knew?
love the sounds.
They would actually be needed.
Crystals. They must only light up in the dark.
That's how the two lovers found each other. They just put out their lights and followed the crystals. That must be the way out.
So,
let's go.
What, never talk about it again? Sure Aang's happy about that.
Sokka!
How did you guys get out?
Just like the legend says, we let love lead the way.
Really? We let huge, ferocious beasts lead our way.
You know, that's love too. They love the music.
Everybody react to what I'm about to tell you. I think that kid might be the Avatar.
So are you guys gonna come to Omashu with us?
Nope.
Okay. Thanks for everything, Moku.
Yeah, they're gonna go do their own thing.
I hope you learned a little something about not letting the plans get in the way of the journey.
Just play your songs.
Hey, good plan.
You made some unintentional friends.
The journey was long and annoying, but now you get to see what it's really about. The destination. I present to you the Earth Kingdom city of
Or the Fire Nation took it over? Seems like you can't go anywhere without the Fire Nation doing something, but now this could become a problem. The Fire Nation could be taking over cities, taking over areas that they need to go to, and we've already seen even some of the earthbending spots they could try to use Aang, as we saw from the last episode, or man, there's just so much. As much as those guys, I'm just gonna call them the hippies, but those guys singing the songs and stuff were interesting and maybe annoying to Sokka. They were probably the most, probably some of the best people they're gonna find that don't, first of all, didn't really ask them about being the Avatar or anything other than that last joke about Sokka, and they hung out with them. There was nothing really bad other than, the situation they went in. They're just going to have to find people that are like that, or because you're just going to run into the Fire Nation people constantly. It seems to, that's really been a trend since the beginning of the show, but I think at this point it's going to get worse. And now it's nice to see the alternate side. Now, Zuko is having the same type of scenario. Now he's being chased. Now areas that he goes to, the Fire Nation could show up. So they're they're having a very similar scenario now. I did find interesting that girl, when Zuko and them were leaving, she looked sad and she looked through the door. And I kind of took that as two things. It's either one, she actually felt like maybe she connected with Zuko or something and didn't want them to leave, or two, like, maybe they know who they ended up knowing who they are and ratted them out or felt bad about ratting them out. That's the only thing I can think of, but it's not like they have there's no phones. So it couldn't be that fast. Actually, now that I think about it, I wouldn't, the possibility of that happening would be slim, because how are you, other than maybe communicating through, I don't know, a bird or something. I don't know how you would be able to tell anybody that fast. I don't know. Now I'm leaning more towards the, like, maybe she felt like she was having, because they had similarities, and I'm sure they don't run into people that, especially like you know, somebody near your age or something like that. She probably doesn't run into a lot of guys, so maybe she just felt more like a connection with him, because I kind of saw that. And like I said, they both had scars and everything, and they didn't know their actual identity. So I see that. It's just the extra look. I try to notice the small things, like that extra look. It just was it. That's what I thought about it immediately. But anyway, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, smash that like button, hit that notification bell. You can also check out the episodes early and uncut over on patreon.com/AJRich123. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.